Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Origins. In this episode, we're looking at Mudkip, Marshtomp, and Swampert, so let's get going. Mudkip's Japanese name is Mizuguru. It is the mudfish Pokemon. It is number 258 in the National Dex, and stands at 0.4 meters tall or 1 foot 4 inches, and weighs 7.6 kilograms or 16.8 pounds. As I mentioned, Mudkip is the water start Pokemon from home. Mudkip is a small blue amphibious Pokemon with a large head, wide mouth, black beady eyes and orange star-shaped external gills on its cheeks. It also has a fin on its head and a light blue tail fin. It also has a light blue underside. Mudkip is based on Mud Puppy or a Mud Skipper, or possibly an Axolotl. Gender differences, there are none, and shiny form, Mudkip is purple with a gold-white fin. Pokédex entries tell us that Mudkip's fin senses the flow of water and that Mudkip has the strength to heft boulders. The name Mizuguru is a combination of Mizu meaning water and Mutsuguru meaning mud skipper. Now Mudkip is a combination of mud and skip, which is a shortening of mud skipper, or a shortening of mud skipper, I'm terribly sorry. Now moving on to Marshtomp, its Japanese name is Numacraw. It is also the mudfish Pokemon, and it's number 259 in the National Dex, standing at 0.7 meters tall or 2 foot 4 inches, and weighing 228 kilograms or 61.7 pounds. A Mudkip will evolve to a Marshtomp starting at level 16. Marshtomp is a bipedal amphibious creature which is mostly light blue in colour but has orange and black accentuations. It has an angular blue-black fin on its head and small orange eyes. It also has orange pointed gills on its cheeks. It has fairly long arms with 3-fingered hands and a light blue underside. Its feet each have 3 toes on, and it also has 2 black-blue fins as tails. Like Mudkip, Marshtomp is based on Mud Puppy, a Mud Skipper or an Axolotl, but its fin is also reminiscent of a Murmillo helmet worn by Murmillo-class Roman gladiators, or the Corinthian helmet, which is worn by Greek hoplites. Murmillo is also the name for a type of saltwater fish, linking it in even more. Like Mudkip, there are no gender differences between Marshtomp, and its shiny form is purple with yellow-orange gills. Pokédex entries tell us that Marshtomp burrows into dirt to go to sleep, and its sturdy legs give it a sure footing. The name Numacraw comes from a combination of Numa meaning swamp and crawfish, which means crayfish, which is a freshwater crustacean. It may also come from cruel and craw, as the L and R are phonetically interchangeable. Marshtomp is a combination of marsh and stomp. Now finally moving on to Swampert here, its Japanese name is Laglarge, and it is the mudfish Pokemon as well. It is number 260 in the National Dex and stands at 1.5 meters tall or 4 foot 11 inches and weighs 81.9 kilograms or 180.6 pounds. It evolves from a Marshtomp at level 36. Swampert has a huge cobalt blue coloured body with massive 3-fingered open palms. It has a wide mouth with 3 small pointed protrusions coming from its upper jaw. It also has 2 orange gills from round patches on its cheeks, and 2 large semi-ovular black fins rising from the top of its eyes. It also has a tail fin that is huge, broad and black. Finally, it has a white underside. Like Mudkip and Marshtomp, it was based on a Mud Puppy, a Mud Skipper or an Axolotl. Like its pre-evolutions, there are no gender differences between these Pokemon, so nothing to talk about there, and Marshtomp's shiny form is purple. Pokédex entries tell us that while why do you keep saying Marshtomp? I mean Swampert. While a Swampert is swimming, a Swampert can still swim even though it is towing a large ship. And also that Swampert's arms are also as hard as rock. Finally, Laglarge is a combination of lagoon and large, and may also come from lag, so to lag behind, so due to its size or its weight. And Swampert is a combination of swamp and rampart, expert or inert. Now moving on to a size comparison here, you can see that they are fairly large Pokemon, but not quite as large as me when looking at Swampert, for example. Mudkip is a little cutie, and Marshtomp is kind of in between, really. And finally moving on to some Sprite comparisons here, as it's Generation 3, we have not much to look at here at all, but Mudkip, its sprites have stayed pretty much the same throughout all the games. It's just standing there looking at us really like a little cutie. You like Mudkips? And Marshtomp, again, pretty much the same. In Generation 3, its arms are up. In Generation 4, its arms are down. And in Generation 5, its arms are down again. So yeah, that's all really to say there. And finally, Swampert, they have changed a slight bit. Generation 3, it stood there like a just strong Pokemon. Generation 4, it's kind of doing a little dance. It's like, oh yeah, just Saturday. I don't know what I'm doing there. And then Generation 5, it's more hunched over really, and it looks like it's crawling along the ground. And so ends this episode of Pokemon Origins. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.